bringing you Honey I Joined the Cult. So where are we at? We start today on day 6. Now, I'm not watching people sleep, which is very odd, but I thought I'd try and get away from that practice because it was a bit weird. But we've actually started the working day. It's 8:40 and we've already got Amanda Jane on reception. We've got Aria in the nest preaching. We've got the energy spa up and running, and I'm hoping that will start to go great guns in bringing us some cash in. But looking, we actually have some issues going on. We have a broken sink, which I'm hoping we'll fix through maintenance in a little while. And I don't know, it's just a broken object. I thought we might actually have a injured cult member as well, but no, they're all well and healthy as we start into this episode. So what are we looking to do today? Well, obviously, as ever, we're hoping to gain more followers. We're hoping to increase the money. I would love to get working on the energy spa and getting a few more beds in there so we can bring some more cash in. And we've got research. So we've researched the Leader Sanctum. Now, I probably won't get to buildings today. I'll probably look to get the energy spa done first and take any remedial actions on there, anything that's damaged, as we can see out there. But we'll cash in the research so we can get teed up with what we're going to do next. So let's get that in. And as we can see, Leader Sanctum's unlocked, and we'll have a look at that in a bit more depth in a second. But what have we got left in here? Well, I think we spoke when we were last looking at the research, and we talked about probably not touching the spirit chamber yet, because the spirit chamber will cost us quite a bit of money, and we still haven't got our last room up and running. Not ready for the mood boost yet, and I don't really want the recreational room upgrades. So really, this only leaves us an increase in influence cap or the kitchen upgrade. Now, the kitchen upgrade I think is going to be very good for us. I think that's going to help us out with the hunger and the happiness level and the energy levels of the eggoids, and hopefully cost us less money than the snack machine currently is. But of course, when we look at getting a new room in, it also means that we're going to have extra cost and we're going to need someone to work in that area. So for today, I think we will look at researching the influence cap, but I just want to scroll on slightly to see what that will lead on to after that. So that would give us, that will give us covert ops and the maggot rejuvenation therapy. Now, what is step ladder here? Increases check speed in maintenance room, so you know that might be handy going forward. But no, I think. Now I say the influence cap, we're probably not getting anywhere close to it at the moment. So we've got 1,000 as the influence cap, and we tend to be bogging around 100. So that seems a little bit extreme. Now, what is open to us as well, and what has been unlocked, is the bedroom upgrade. Probably not for today, because as you're going to see, I'm going to have a little look at the bedrooms and potentially do, I think I spoke about it in the last episode, potentially do a bit of a jig around so that people aren't having their singular bedrooms anymore, and maybe we're making that more communal. Because we do want to get a couple more beds in, because we want to be able to go up to the eggoid limit of 9 that we have. Now, with that in mind, of course, the other thing that we could consider is getting ready to move to a higher cap of the eggoids. So potentially being able to take that to 11. But I say let's crack on and get the kitchen. The kitchen will probably help us quite a lot going forward. And if we are looking to get a few more recruits into the eggoid army, then potentially that's something we can do. So let's get the kitchen research teed up. So that will take 9 hours in game, and cost to unlock will be 70 influence, which we have that much influence in the bag. So let's get that teed up and ready to go. And also let's look at the missions that we have. So we have the ability to do a PR campaign. Again, it will be participating in our Hot Stunk FM segment about the therapy of slug civilizations at the radio station. Now, I think we've done Hot Stunk FM before, but never about slugs. So let's have a look. It will bring in some faith, it will bring in some influence, it will increase our PR rating, and it will up our heat rating. So who have we got that that could do this mission. Let's have a look. What would happen if... So Berkey, he's still on a cooldown. But then I guess that gives us the option of keeping Berkey on research, and then we can have him maybe do this mission later on in the day. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll come back and keep Berkey as our #1 mission boy. So let's close that down. So yeah, as I say, one of the goals for today is to crack on with the energy spa if I have the money, and look at these bedrooms. So at the moment they're all singular bedrooms, and I'm thinking about knocking these walls down and maybe making it a bit more of a communal area, so that the decor that I've put in them will actually accumulate and increase the ratings of the rooms. There's #1 Berkey, looking like he's going to play some games. But anyway, what we'll do is we will ping forward a little while, and then we'll come back and look at the Leader Sanctum. But hopefully have built up a little bit of cash so that we can actually start doing the refurbs and getting the energy spa. So we come back at 1 o'clock, roughly around lunchtime for a lot of our eggoids. And let's have a look, see where we are. As you can see, we've got a couple of messages pinging up now. So let's have a look at faith analysis first. Ever wondered how much faith it costs per day to run your cult? Well, wonder no more. Simply click one of the stats in the bottom left corner to bring up the faith breakdown screen. Here you can see exactly how much faith is spent per day per hour. So let's give that a crack. So yeah, at the moment we are spending 9 faith per hour, 216 faith per day. So that's something for us to keep in mind, of keeping that balance right, and I'm sure that will play into having to up our faith cap and things like that when we are starting to produce more faith than we are spending, or I guess to keep our eye on if we're spending more faith than we are producing. Obviously what that also tells us is we can look at other things. Oh no, so that's our stats. So is there anything for heat? Anyway, Leader Sanctum unlocked. Now we saw that this morning. We can now build a Leader Sanctum. Whispers from the void guide me along the path of enlightenment and discovery. We shall be blessed with divine inspirations as our efforts are observed by our demonic overlords from beyond the cosmic curtain. Spooky. Research new rooms, gain access to new missions, follow the path of darkness. Who knows what we will discover? Well, when I went for this, I didn't know it would be such a dark path, and as we're such a good, nice, honest cult. Is that the place we want to be? Well, before we decide, let's have a look at the room. So, Leader Sanctum has been added in. In fact, let me just check. So we still have the recruitment office that we've unlocked that we haven't done anything with yet. But let's have a look at the Leader Sanctum first. And let's have a look to see what objects you can have in the Leader Sanctum. So you can have a leader's desk, a mixing table, not for mixing records by the looks of it, an orrery, and a shelf of artefacts. So all in all, not the most expensive to kit out a room. But again, I think something that we won't look at today. We'll look at continuing to work on the energy spa. And while we're in here, let's pop back to the recruitment office. So what does it say about that? Recruitment offices are used by eggoids. They will walk out to the street to attract potentially better quality followers to the lobby. Now what I think we're going to need to do there is obviously 1, build a recruitment office, but 2, I think we're going to need to up our eggoid count before we do that. So I think we'll be looking to get that to the 9 eggoids, because we'll need someone for the recruitment office and we'll need someone to work the kitchen that we're currently working on. So stuff for another day, I think. So let's get back to our focus here. So we said earlier, we want to look at these bedrooms. So we want to look at what we are doing here. And let's get our build menu up. And let's have a look. Destroy all highlighted walls, doors and objects, clear all located, and delete all. Destroy highlighted wall tiles. Now I'm hoping that gets me some money back, but let's have a look. It does not. Let's see if I demolish it, does it get me any money back? Nope. So not the money spinner I was kind of hoping here. But anyway, we'll continue on. Because this is now going to be one big bedroom. So let's get the bedroom bit up. Let's... Great sound effects. Whoa! I've made a terrible mistake. I think this is going to cost me. This is bad planning. So I think I'm now going to have to lay down some foundations here. Oh well. Let's go foundation, foundation, foundation. Whoopsie. What are we doing? It's all gone terribly wrong. So I should have been deleting the walls. And let's go back to the rooms. And as I say, let's make this one massive bedroom. Now at the moment, this is one massive bedroom with 4 beds in it. But let's shift this around a little bit. So let's move an object. Let's place that there. Place that there. Get that up by 1. That's up by 1. That's up there. Now I'm about to do something. And I'm about to do something that I fear might make one of my eggoids slightly unhappy. And it's number 1 Berkey, but... Sorry, number 1 Berkey. You're going in the communal room. Now, is that bed still allocated? Well, we're still on move objects, so it's fine. Now up here we've got this double bedroom, and in this double bedroom we have me, and it's my bedroom. Now, there's a part of me that says, as a leader of this cult, should I really be mixing with everyone else? But also, as a true cult leader, should I be mixing with everyone else? Well, at the moment, I think I'm going to demolish this wall and set this up as a double bedroom, because I'm planning on having 1 more in here, so that we can have, well, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 beds in here, so that'll bring us to our 9 cap-off point. Now, ultimately, the plan is to build a Leader Sanctum and actually give myself a bedroom off on the side. But for the time being, we need to make sure that we have all this area maximised. Now, where is the bedroom? So again, we now have the same amount of beds as we had before, but we've expanded those rooms. And you'll see, we've got a little area here that currently is not being used as a bedroom. Now, who doesn't want another lava lamp in here? In fact, I'm going to place one there. I'm going to drop this down. Now we saw a message pop up, so more beds. What is more beds all about? Without a proper bed, eggoids will grow exhausted and unhappy, leading to mood breaks and eventually death. As you recruit more eggoids, you will need to build more beds and expand your compound to meet the needs of your new members. So I guess at this point we should have a quick scan through, look at our guys, and see whether they all have a bed. So Egg Eggington has a bed. Amanda Jane has a bed. Aria has a bed. So does Claire. So does Natalie. So does number 1 Berkey. And so does Thomas. So we're all good with the group that we have at the moment. Now, that's cost us about 180 quid because of my awful, awful planning. But I do want to get a couple more objects in. So we are going to move this over. We are going to move this over. And I'm going to buy a bed. And here I'm going to buy another bed. Now, in theory, we want storage, don't we? I believe that is a requirement for a bedroom to be a bedroom. And when we say storage, we all know what it means. A trusty box. So we should now have enough beds to be able to facilitate up to the 9 that we can potentially have in the compound. So yeah, a costly affair, but a costly affair getting us prepared for what's next and upgrades. Now if I click on this room, prestige is now much greater. Not so much here, still stay quite low, but certainly better than when it was single rooms, so this should be good for the Eggwoods. Now, my bad work on actually making any of that happen without causing any damage, and also my bad planning to start off with, if I'm honest, of having the research office just here. I think at some point over the next few episodes, I might do some of this off camera. I think we're going to have a little bit of a change around. I think the office will live somewhere in this area, but I think I need to kind of plan out the space a bit better. And of course now we don't need so many doors in this area. Like one door in, one door out will be fine. So, you know, we'll be looking at improving the layout of this. And as I said earlier, we now have a spare room, and I think with this spare room we will look to turn that into the recruitment office ultimately. But as I keep saying, not today, because today is all about the energy spa. Now I say about costly affairs, been so careful with the money, but here's where you go. I ain't being careful with the money anymore. We've only got £3,350, but it's time. And rather than waiting any longer, I'm kitting out this room to its fullest. Because again, I want to start earning from this room. So as you can see now, our cash is very low. Now what we are doing is we're still pumping on the research, and we're pumping on the research towards the kitchen. And as I've mentioned, we still need to get the recruitment office up and running, and now we've got the Leader Sanctum. But what I've started to realise is, other than my poor layout, we really need to start pumping that cash. Now, do I recruit 2 more Eggwoods today? I would have said yes, but I'm wondering whether it might be better to hold off because of money. But let's see who we've got in the follower pool who may well be ready to join. So actually, we have got quite a few who are pretty much on the verge of joining the cult. So maybe if we kick it on slightly, oh, and as I say, you will see that no new recruits today. Partially, I guess, because we've hit break time, but I think I'll kick the game on a bit, and maybe we'll go to sort of 5 o'clock-ish and see how the land lies. See whether we've actually started to recoup some of this money that we've just spent out. Make sure that there are no issues, and hopefully by that time we might be able to. In fact, we can check before we skip on. See when Berkey can be. Yeah, so Berkey at around 5:30 will be able to be assigned to this mission. So we'll scoot onto that, and we'll catch you when we come back. We're back, and it's 5:30, just like I planned. So we've got number 1 Berkey still working on the research, but we are going to move him into the mission, which won't be completed today because there's only so many hours left in the day, and it does mean the kitchen research will be on hold for a little while. But we're not necessarily in a rush to build the kitchen. We've got a few days worth of work, I think, now to get us back up to speed, get the money flowing back in, and the recruitment office to do, as well as the Leader Sanctum. So no rush there, so that is fine. And I'm sure the advantages that will come with the PR missions, even with the negative of a little bit of heat, will be worth it long term. Now what we have actually had in the interim as well is we've got a little skill upgrade, and it's a skill upgrade for Thomas Hooper, who has primarily been doing most of our maintenance work. And we have had a few issues today with sinks blowing out and toilets being broken, and sterling effort. He's been fixing it, and I did actually figure out, thank you very much to the real number 1 Berkey for telling me how to do it, how to get our maintenance people to actually go and fix things that are in the room. But as he'd been doing such a sterling job on the maintenance, let's have a look and see what we can do. So improvisation is good for maintenance room, and also it's potentially going to make him viable for the kitchen, although I'm not entirely sure about wanting a maintenance worker being a kitchen worker. Nothing in retail. Planning increases patrol speed and allows them to do covert ops. I think that might be the way we go with Thomas. Although saying that we're not researching covert ops yet, so maybe I'm better at going with the kitchen side. Butchery, bluffing, empathy. So yeah, let's pump him up in improvisation. So made him more costly, but made him very, very helpful, even though quality very poor. I haven't kind of reviewed that on any of the episodes, but I think probably every single one of my egoids are going to be considered very poor or poor, which I think is fantastically insulting for such honourable members of the cult. Now, you can see we've had a little bit of success in the follower area. We've now got 13 out of 22 possibles. And we've also got one potentially joining up now. I said earlier about maybe getting a couple more egoids in, but like I've done on previous ones, I think I'm going to wait till we transition into the next day, because I feel like if I get them in now, it's going to impact me on cost for the day. And as we're so close to the end of the day, I don't really feel that there's a huge need for getting any more egoids in to get anything done by the end of the day. But when we do go to 9, I think this is going to give us some interesting avenues. It's potentially going to allow us to change the times that people are working, and I'm considering even maybe setting up one to do a night shift and possibly doing research overnight, but we'll have a look at that once they're in. Now, the research is continuing, but as I say, it's time to tee up this mission before it goes. So we're going to assign an egoid, and as ever, my mission specialist. Maybe not my mission specialist, because chance is 0% with Berkey on it. Interesting. Let's have a look and see if Amanda Jane goes on it. 83.33. Wow. It looks like... Natalie, though. So what's Natalie currently doing before I assign? I've got a feeling Natalie is working in the lobby, but let's check. So, egoids. Natalie. She's earning money for us in the meditation studio. Do you know what? I am going to allocate her, as it's so close to the end of the day, to this mission. And I think that really will predicate the need to recruit another body. So we've got the meditation studio covered when she's not around, so... have I allocated her to this? Let's do that, let's make sure. Yes, I have. Right, so begin mission. So she's going to carry out that mission. So, with that in mind, I do realise how erratic I am on these things, but that's what I quite like about this. It makes your decisions change. Now, you'll see here, I've got a green unknown trait. And something that's become apparent to me is red tends to be bad traits. I think yellow is either nothing or unknown, and green are positive traits that will potentially help us. So Abigail Miller is one for us to keep our eye on, but she's only just come in, so unlikely that we're going to use her yet. Now let's go. I was thinking about going alphabetically, but let's have a look. Clint, you joined on day 1, so you've been with us from the start. So I think it might be time to recruit Clint. Now to do that, we just need to shift time on a little bit, and let's see if Clint joins. He blooming has, you know. All hail the almighty egg, all hail the great nest. We have another cultist. So let's have a look at Clint. And bearing in mind that, like ever, on every episode, if you want to become an egoid, just let me know in the comments, and you can be any one of our happy bunch. You can contribute to the cult, you can contribute to a greater way, and if you want to know what is inside the almighty egg, becoming a cult member is the only way you will ever truly find out. Also, while I'm doing a bit of the plug-in, please like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. And share if you've got other people you think might be interested in this game. So let's give our boy a bed. New in, straight away, bedding him up. Right, let's... He's a newbie. Probably wants to spend the night in the presence of the excellent one. The exalted one, sorry, not the excellent one. So let's give him that bed. And he's assigned to the meditation studio. So let's have a look. Let's actually make... Which recharger? No, that's the energy spa. So let's make him plot between that and there. He can kind of become our energy spa guy. Now let's have a look at the breaks schedule. Oh, the sexy part of it. So when's Clint due to work? So he has his break around there. So maybe, just maybe. So I know we've got Natalie off on a mission, but it would make sense to have him alternate with Natalie. So potentially we've always got someone for the meditation studio. And I'm trying to think, was it Aria that we have for the research? Not the research, the regeneration. The energy spark, Claire. So let's get Claire on an alternate break pattern. Oh, I'll tell you what. Maybe, just maybe. We don't really want them at the same time, so let's get you. Let's do it like this. So we're actually staggering them across the time period. What's the worst that can happen? Right, cash-wise, cash update while we're in this part of the day. We're now back to 1569, which I think shows the real benefit of getting that energy spa up and running. We're actually churning through. Now, possibly that's because of the increase in followers, but we're churning through and we're building that money back up quickly, which is something we really need to do. Anyway, we're going to push through to the end of the day. If we complete the research, I'll pop back. But beyond that, unless something catastrophic or, let's be honest, hopefully amazing happens, we'll probably come back at the end of the day to do the sermon. So as promised, we're back for the end of the day. We're back just pre-sermon because there's a couple of bits and bobs that I want to pick up before we do sermon for the evening. So again, we've got another skill increase, and this time it is Claire. And as we said earlier, I mean currently unskilled according to this, but this is her first upgrade. Quality very poor again. Big belly badness. I forgot about this. This was from the previous episode, but we are looking to keep her in the energy spa as it stands. So let's have a look and see what skills would actually assist in the energy spa. So empathy does help in therapy rooms, which the energy spa is one of them, and it increases the influence. Bluffing, nope. No for that. Again, no. Module rooms, nope. Nope. Therapy rooms. Retail increases money gain, and it would allow us to have her potentially work the recruitment office as well. I don't want to ignore influence. It is going to be important, and I think when we get to a certain point where we'll be able to do multiple things in a day because the money is in place, it's going to be very handy because we're going to not be able to do things because we don't have enough influence. But as it stands at the moment, money is still the priority. So Retail Queen Claire Heston, and let's hope that that has big payoffs tomorrow. Now the other thing we've completed is research, and the second research of the day. So we can now build a kitchen to prepare meals for our canteen. Mentioned it earlier, it's going to be a cost. You can't build a kitchen for nout. I don't know how much it will cost, but we'll have a look at that in a second. But what it will also cost us is it will cost us a follower working in the kitchen. Now that the kitchen is done and is in place, we've added this, object acquisition missions. So object acquisition missions periodically become available on the world map. Now that feels like that's going to be something quite handy for us. It feels like it might save us some money here and there. But probably not just yet, because I think one of the things that we are struggling with, let's say, is cash flow and people. So we can't have too many people out on missions. Now I do want to get this eggoid cap increased. So I think I'll be looking at getting the spirit chamber, now that money's starting to come in, probably up and running, to get that eggoid cap up. Follower caps in, influence cap. But before we do that, I am going to take on the bedroom upgrade as our next piece of research. I think keeping the happiness going by having an increased decor, all money again, but let's have a look at our eggoids at the moment, and they're not bad. I mean, health is okay, but I've noticed kind of some decrease in mood. And as you can see here, they're all talking about bad room, horrific food. Now you may see there that extremely bored is actually the more damaging. But that doesn't appear on all. And I think with that, negative disposition, thanks Clint, new guy. But I think with that extremely bored, we do have the ability to upgrade the rec room, or we do have the ability to research that. But everyone's not liking their rooms or their food, so the bedroom upgrades and the kitchen upgrade should allow us to turn some of that around. And here we see the kitchen. You can now build the kitchen. Before preparing meals, you need to first purchase ingredients. This can be done via the order tab in the kitchen room menu. After purchasing ingredients, you can start cooking meals in the prepare tab to cook up some fancy new meals for our eggoids that will not only satisfy their hunger for longer, but will also improve their mood. So that's a big thing. I think we're looking at 2 or 3 days down the line, and probably a separate video where we get the kitchen up and running. But we have the ability to do it. So we can get the Leader Sanctum going, we can get a recruitment office going, and then probably swerve back and look at the kitchen as our big project. But let's finish off. Actually, I say that before we go on, let's have a look and see what kitchen stuff costs us. So a fridge, again, we're looking relatively expensive, so not for today. Right, let's pop on, let's do the sermon, and let's get the cult all reinvigorated and see how we did for the day. There we go. Oh, look at that, still got a little bit of money pumping in. Some of our followers, extremely dedicated. And here we go, everyone is slowly walking, so let's speed that up a little bit. Notice I'm never the first one in. I'm a lazy little shit, let's be honest. And don't forget, this will be our first sermon with Clinton. So in theory, 3 more there. I've just noticed as well, and I will come back to this, that it appears our mission might be complete, so we might have even a second thing to do after this. So I thought it took 8 hours, but maybe it was just 4 hours, so we can start the day hopefully fresh with another mission. So here we go, finishing up. Well, I probably should have zoomed in. See my wise words. You got, and don't forget it. So, cost us no influence. We generated 190 faith. My mood went down, my energy went up, there was no theme. Now this is a 1-star sermon, which is unfortunate. But for the day, we lost $982. Now bearing in mind we spent $3,000 on the energy spa getting up and running, and also the money we wasted because I messed up. Then we've got 210 extra in faith. The influence has gone up very slightly. I think this is something that the meditation rooms are going to have to pump out for us tomorrow if we're going to do anything. No PR, and it brought our heat down. Now, bearing in mind we're about to pump the heat back up, that's probably quite a good thing. Egoid count 7 out of 8, so we have room to recruit one more. And the followers are at 12 out of 22. And probably will remain that way for at least one more day so we can generate some more cash. And overall, the mood rating 26 out of 100. That's not too bad. There's no danger of negative effects. So we're reasonably happy. But let's pause that up while everyone's getting ready to go to bed. Let's give ourselves a little pump here. So the mission is complete. Turn it in. So my Egoid has returned. Actually, having said that, I probably should have done that beforehand, because I wonder whether Natalie was at the sermon or not. And who doesn't want to be at the sermon? So we've increased our PR rating now to 82. We've got a silver pendant. I do not know what a silver pendant does. That'll be something to research before the next episode. And other outcomes, plus 302 XP per Egoid, plus 6 faith, plus 13 influence. So probably be able to do something tomorrow. PR rating up by 23 and heat rating up by 15. Now close that down. So yeah, I'm really intrigued by this silver pendant, and I might just slightly flick away from this and see if I can figure out what the hell it is. Back in a tick. Never let it be said that I won't do research. Obviously, rather than trying to use what's in the game, I tried to Google it first with no luck. But here it is in our objects. And it says we have one of them, and it's a silver pendant. So it's a bit of decor. So it will allow us to increase the prestige in a room. You can put it indoor, on the floor, or on a table. I think I'll hold fire on that. I think that might well go into either Egg Eggington's bedroom, or it may go into the Leader Sanctum once that's built. But yeah, good to know that on some of these missions, and probably like the research suggested for the object-specific missions, is that we'll be able to get things that we can use that will cost us nothing to install, but that will help the prestige and the happiness and the mood of the cult. So as you can see, everyone's shuffling off to bed now, and to be honest, I think I'll do the same for this episode. We're going to start whizzing this forward a bit. I've mentioned it on a couple of the other ones, but I think we're now starting to get to the point where you've seen a lot of the game. You've seen a lot of the functionality bits, and I do want to sort of dip in every now and again to visit some of our people, see some of the stuff, possibly focusing on some of the funny injuries that they have. However, outside of that, I think we are getting to the point where we're going to need to run through some days to run up cash, influence, and probably touch in and out when big tentpole moments happen. Like, so when we do complete a mission, or when research is complete, or probably, more interestingly, when we build something. But just have a look at how the sermons are actually taking us. So as of next episode, we'll probably be doing maybe 2-3 days per episode. Again though, thanks for watching, and if you want to join the cult, please drop us a comment. Let me know that you want to become an Egoid in the game, and we'll set you up. But outside of that, if you want to join the real cult of Egg, this is the Renaissance Men channel, and we do have a Renaissance Men Facebook page, which we do call the Cult of Egg, and it's quite a nice, and I know I'm biased, but quite a nice, welcoming place. Allows for people to talk about geek culture, gaming, movies, TV, comic books, wrestling, and it's something that we'd love to continue to build. Also, please like, please subscribe if you haven't, and please share with anyone that you think would be interested in this. We're going to keep making stuff, regardless of whether you're watching or not, but it would be nice to find an audience, and as I say, to build that community so we can all chat about the things that we want to chat about, and I don't know, maybe make this mean something more to you. So join the cult, and as ever, be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching, and just remember, you can join the Cult of Egg by liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. We release regular content where we talk about all things geek, all things pop culture, and all things that we're interested in. You can also come along and join the discussion on Facebook groups and Renaissance Cast. And you can join us on our Twitch channel where Stu regularly streams games. And if you'd like to support us, then please follow the link for the Patreon. Thanks very much.